August 23rd, 2023, NASDAQ Index. Yesterday, we had prices rallying up, which then got met by some resistance and price got sold off, closing the day with a red candle, mostly with a big wick to the upside, which indicates strong bearish movement to the downside. As I stated in a video before, usually I like to see pullbacks that hit at least 50% of any previous movement. And if we measure this leg on the daily chart, we see that the price rallied up all the way through the 50% and then 0.618% here. This is Fibonacci scale that I'm using right now. And after it rallied up above 0.618%, price got sold off, which indicates, if we look at this from a perspective of a trading range, that anything below 50%, this 50%, will be considered a bearish move or a bearish area, and anything above it will be considered bullish. So if prices go up and then get sold off, what they're telling us, or the market is telling us, is that there's strong bearish sentiment still, and that's why it's called a pullback, because it means that the price is just pulling back to then continue downward. But this is the first time in the week that it went up above it. It's still early to say that that's all it's gonna do. As you can see already, on the 23rd of August, which is today, price is rallying up one more time. It's actually here, hitting halfway, higher than halfway of the previous day week gap. That week of the candle, I call it a gap just in case. It rallied above 50% of that week area, and still higher than that. I'm still expecting it to come down today for reasons that I'm gonna show you on lower time frames. Let me take this off. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So here is the chart starting on, this is Friday in last week. The prices have been rallying up on this sort of channel, and let's see how this looks like. And this type of channel at the end of a fall like the one that we had usually is considered sort of a bear flag. Bearish flags just indicate that the prices are probably going to be looking to go even lower than what they are actually at the moment. So this type of pattern is considered a continuation to the downside. But things can always change, and that's why we keep an eye open in the market, and we don't just go with eyes closed thinking that things are set in stone. We always know that things can change. So yesterday, after the sold off, which was triggered by the news that home sales were down compared to what was forecasted, which means that the real estate market seems to be slumping a little bit, and that could be the cause of a recession. So that's the main thing, and that's why the market sold off yesterday. Today we finally gonna get Nvidia earnings, which can trigger a big move on the markets, since Nvidia has actually been the one responsible for the whole rally this year. The AI-driven extravaganza or bonanza, however you want to call it, is all caused by Nvidia. So today we're gonna know if the market continues onward or we finally decide to break below. Right now, things are looking like the market is gonna go lower. Last night it still rallied up, although as you can see the day before, yesterday, it broke below this trend line, and it has been hugging the trend line all the way up here, which for me is expected, since after breaking out of this trend line, usually I expect the price to go to get farther away from the trend line, and then I expect it to go back in and trying to enter into the trend line, and then a real sell-off. So for me, this that's happening here, it's completely acceptable. And this point right here, where it hit the trend line so strongly and it got rejected, this for me will have triggered a bigger sell-off than what we're seeing right now. But since we are waiting for Nvidia, so that's why I think we didn't sold off as fast. But everything that you see right here, you see this high that got created right here, and I'm gonna put another line here. It's not really that what I wanted to say, but although it was upside liquidity at one point. And let me erase that. So on 2022, the big sell-off that we had, it had a sort of a pattern that was repeating itself. And this was the pattern. You had a rally up, then a small pullback, and then a small rally even higher, and then a big sell-off. And the big sell-off usually will be followed by another pullback that will come all the way up to this area where the previous pullback was, and it will sell off from there even lower. So this right here, this is the 2022 sell-off model that the markets were exhibiting last year. The market has shown some of these patterns this year too. When the sell-off recently started, this is what happened. This is what it showed on the markets. So that means that there's some bearish participants that are doing the same thing that they did last year. They're repeating their pattern again. So today is gonna be a difficult day to read based on what I just said. Nvidia earnings. I'm not sure if we have news. I always look at that too. We got some news, but nothing too impactful. Well, maybe no home sales could affect the market. We have it at 9. Last month was 0.69 million. Forecasted is 0.70 right now. If we come lower than that, this could give us a sign that of recession may be hitting the streets soon enough. And I think that's what actually people are afraid of. A recession could hit the markets and it could be a big sell-off. But yeah, that is it for now. If the market starts to sell off, my expectation is that the price will hit this area right here that I call exit liquidity or downside liquidity or sell side liquidity, because the markets function on a basis of looking where is the money, where is the stops, where is the take profit and whatever. So the markets are always looking for those areas where you have a bunch of old orders waiting to be triggered. So if we finally sell off from here where we are right now, I'm expecting it to go all the way down here where I have exit liquidity. Or if they continue higher, I expect it to cross this area, which will be the closest liquidity pool for it before any pullback of sorts, if a pullback happens. But we won't know until we get more information. But yeah, we may actually trade sideways for a while today. All right, have a good day.